everyone, it's Renee here today, and today we're going to make one of these collage folios using the templates from the mini folio kits. I'm going to do all four designs today. There's a little difference between the ones with the pockets and the ones that are straight. First thing I'm going to do is decide what pages I would like to use for the collage. So I've already picked some out. I'm going to do all four. So I've picked four colour sets that I want to do together, or 4 page sets. Now I like to pick 3 or 4 different pages that I'll be using in the collage. So I've decided that's going to be one. And then I've picked these to be another one. And then I've gone 4 pages like that for that one, and for the last one I'm just using different browns. So let's see how they turn out, shall we? Alright, so the first thing I want to do is turn each of my pages over, and I'm just going to use a pencil to mark roughly where the edges and the corners are. And I can see through this paper because I've printed it on the 80 GSM copy paper, just the regular copy paper. So I can easily see through the page to see where the folio outline is. With the little ones that have multiple pockets, I'm just kind of putting all the pockets together for the marking phase. Right, and that's just going to give me a guide as to where I want to collage, because I'm not cutting anything out just yet. I just want to be able to see roughly where the outer edges are of the folio for sticking on. So I'm going to start collaging with my colours. So I've got these ones first, and I'm just going to tear strips off and stick them on, making sure to cover the border I've outlined. Bit of glue and stick it on. Then I'm going to choose whatever the next sheet is. I'm going to tear from the other side of the page because I want to hide all the straight lines. I just want the tear lines to be visible. So that's going to go that way. Like that. And then maybe this lined page. I think you're getting the drift, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on fast forward and you can watch me collage all the folios super fast. the time you finish collaging all 4 of those, your first one's probably mostly dry. So let's start trimming out the shape. Just going to use some scissors, and again I'll probably just pop it on fast forward so you guys can skip the boring parts. So I've trimmed all those shapes out, but I haven't rounded any of the corners yet. I'll just do that with a corner punch after I've lined the folios. And I've picked, you can collage the inside as well, but I've just picked some pages that I'm going to line each folio with. So I've picked this one for that, and this one for that one, this one for that one, and this one for that one. Alright, so before I glue that in, I'm going to score the lines where I need to fold it, because once I put the lining on I won't be able to see those lines very easily without holding it up to some light. So I'm just going to score each of the fold lines. And I'm actually going to fold it, because you'll find with collaged pages that even when you've scored it, your paper wants to fold where the tears are or the joins are. So it might be easier to, what have I done with, it's over there. Right, so once you've done the scoring, before you move the ruler away, sometimes just push something up against the other side to help define where the fold's got to be. I'm just going to do that for all of the folds. That's all good. So now I want to stick it to my paper, decide which way is up. That way is up. Roughly there-ish. Just going to give it a little mark so I can make sure to put glue everywhere it needs to be. And then I'm going to press the folder onto the page. I'll pop that one aside to start drying while we do the others. Alright, now I've glued the backs on, I'm going to trim around it again to remove all the excess lining. Still a little bit wet, so I'm just going to be a bit careful. So this part's pretty obvious again, so let's skip ahead to where I've already done them all. Right, now I've got them all cut out, it's time to refold the score lines. Shouldn't need to score it again, but because my glue is still a touch damp, I'm just going to make sure the glue, the paper doesn't bulge out in the folds when I fold it. Now with this one, because one of my folds was right along the edge of these little pockets, the glue has just pulled up on these papers, so I'll just apply a little more glue now it's folded and push those back down. Now it's time to round the corners. If you can't remember which corners to round, just look at the template on your computer or whatever device you're using, just to see which corners were rounded. Like this one, it's rounded on the folded edge. So when it's closed, it's rounded up on the top corner. Of course, if you don't want to round the corners, you can just leave it square. You don't need to round them. Oh, that was tough. Right, time for some inking. Right, I'm going to do some with a black and some with a brown. This one's getting a black. I think I'll do brown on that one, brown on that one, and I'll do black on this one. Right, on these ones with the little pockets, while the little flaps are folded in, you want to ink around every edge of the pocket. Okay, we'll need those again in a minute, but now it's time for some gluing. Alright, so I'm just going to run some glue along the bottom and the top of this side flap. Press it down, and if any squeezes out, just wipe it off with a tissue. And on the lower and side flap of the little pockets. Like that. And then I'm going to give it one more ink. On the outer sides and the spine. Right, so that's that one. Okay, now we've finished doing the assembly process. Let's do a little decorating. So I think on this one I'm going to pop some butterflies and a word, and I just think something like that, or that, yep, something to glue on. Oops. Put your tail down. Good butterfly. And that. Okay, let's do this one. And for this one, I think I'd like to put this little owl and a little number. I'm going to pop him there. Pug. Hold on, sweetheart. You're standing on the glue. You stick. Huggy wuggy. Alright. So we've stuck that there, and I just think little number there-ish. Like that. And then on this one, I like to give a little more inking on this picture just to make it really stand out. You have to wait, Pug. I'll feed you in a moment. Okay, I'll feed you now. Okay, let's try that again. Alright, I think I'll pop that there. Maybe overlap that slightly. Let's do that. That. And on this last one, I'm going to ink the edges again on this. And I'll ink the edges of this as well. Put that there. Alright. So those are the 4 collage folios we've made today. Great for filling up with some little ephemeras or gift cards or just bits and pieces. Absolutely love making these. Thanks again for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.